Welcome to this edition of The Hill with April Ryan. Sit back and let's go. President Biden dealt with various issues on race and humanity this week. First up, the president is said to be monitoring the situation at the border, where Texas Governor Greg Abbott has ordered the use of buoys and razor wire fences to keep migrants from crossing the Rio Grande River. The Justice Department has warned Texas that the buoy wall is unlawful and that the Biden administration will sue if the state doesn't remove them. Up next, the president spoke strongly about Black history as he signed a proclamation to create 3 monuments commemorating the life of Emmett Till, the 14-year-old killed in Mississippi after being accused of whistling at a white woman. Illinois Congresswoman Robin Kelly spoke to me about how the monuments to Emmett Till helps to bridge the gap between the history of 1955 and what is going on today racially and politically.
This is why we have to remember. We can never be satisfied. We always have to stay in the fight. We always have to remember what happened to Emmett Till, because it can repeat itself, and history does. And yes, it is ironic that the president signed the bill today with what is going on in Texas and many other places as far as banning books and not wanting to the real history to be told, the American history that needs to be told. And that's what Emmett Till's story is.
The former head of the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights, Mary Frances Berry, says she's excited about the monuments. However, she wants people to be persistent in the fight against racism and efforts to lie about our violent past. She also says this effort to erase the trust and history about Black people in America is not new.
And all of these things that are happening on history and education, let me just say that as from the historical standpoint and from the standpoint of a historian, we were in this fight about what to teach children. We've been in that for a long time. When the days when I was in high school, we had history teachers Black history teachers in the segregated schools, who weren't supposed to teach us certain things. They had a curriculum they were given that they were supposed to teach us. And some of them, like my favorite teacher, Minerva Hawkins in Nashville at Pearl High School, would teach us anyway and sneak books and give them to us.
The White House Commission on HBCUs is compiling a report for President Biden on how to take many of the schools to top research status. They're also looking at the very ever-present issue of capacity, including infrastructure, as many HBCUs are bracing for an influx of students. Walter Kimbrough, the former president of 2 HBCUs, Philander Smith College and Dillard University, spoke with me about the bump in enrollment primarily hitting mid-size and large schools with football teams and those drum lines.
The strongest brand names, and particularly those in urban centers, are the ones that are doing the best. So they've already had, capacity issues. Howard has had those capacity issues for the last 5-6 years because it is the biggest brand name in all of HBCU. It's the Mecca. So everybody knows that. Everybody wants to be at Howard. That brand is really strong. So they already don't have capacity. But you have institutions that are in small rural places that don't have capacity issues, and in fact are challenged with staying open, and that's a phenomenon in all of higher education.
Kimbrough says the issue of capacity and infrastructure has been compounded since the Supreme Court's decision to overturn affirmative action in admissions. That's it for The Hill with April Ryan. Stay tuned for more next week. Until then, peace.